So tonight we're doing I'm doing an impromptu Facebook Live session. So we're covering two things tonight, right on 8:30. So we're just going to kick off. Whoever comes in, comes in. If it's just me, that's cool too. So we're talking about the 80-20 principle tonight, or it's sometimes known as the Pareto effect, which was named after some cool Italian dude named Joseph Pareto. It was introduced to me in a book by Richard Koch, but it's actually spelled Koch, like as in Koshi, K-O-C-H. And it really changed the way I looked at business and in life. And I really want to get back to implementing some of those things. So I've slipped a little since I read that book, and I implemented heaps when I first did it. So it's going to be good for me to get back to as well. So I'm going to reread that book. So our goal as business owners is to be lazy and intelligent and to do more with less. So the 80-20 principle, it shows itself in so many different places in business and in life. 20% of criminals account for 80% of the crime. 20% of your carpet gets most of the 80% of the wear, and 20% of your clothes you wear 80% of the time. You get the picture. The ratios vary slightly, but I'm sure. Well, I hope you can appreciate the deeper principles. So effectively, if we can take from that 20% of effort equates to 80% of the results that we have, that means that 80% of the things that we do are a complete waste of bloody time. So the 80-20 is about achieving more with less. It's about focusing on the important things and getting rid of the peripheral stuff that takes up all our time but doesn't give us very much result. So the magic moments happen in that when I'm just going to move my notes here so I can see what's going on my screen. The magic moments happen when we can isolate what those few things are that make up the 20% that give us 80% of the outcome. So the majority of the effects come from the minority of causes. This is what it effectively comes down to. So 80% of your income will come from 20% of your clients. 80% of your income will come from 20% of your product range or your service offering. And 20% of your customer base will account for 80% of the complaints. And you could even look at that from a faults perspective, that 20% of the faults that exist will equate to 80% of the complaints. So if you've got, can't think of an example off the top of my head, but the question I think that we need to ask ourselves as business owners to start with, and I know I harp on about customer selection because that solves a lot of problems before things even happen, is who are your high maintenance clients or client types which take up 80% of your time but only contribute 20% of your income. You need to manage them or you need to fire them. It really is that simple and that brutal. So the other question that you need to ask yourself is, what tasks do you spend the majority of your time on but actually get very little result from? So if you spend the vast majority of your time on admin and your job is to be a fee earner, to get money walking through that door, and you're spending all your time on admin, well, firstly, you're probably broke, and you're not being very lazy and intelligent, which is not a good thing. In that instance, you need to become more efficient and use systems more effectively or technology, or you need to outsource. So the 80-20 can really change the metrics of your business. So it can make you more profitable, it can give you more time, it can help you see the wood through the trees because you can work out what's important and what's not. So it's finding those critical moments or critical activities that give you that outcome, as in, it's leveraging. Any questions about the 80-20 principle? I'd encourage you all to YouTube it. There's lots of content on it. There's also some really good interviews with Richard Koch as well. It will change how you see your business, how you see your clients, and how you spend your time, so you can make your business work for you instead of you working for your business, because that's what we're here to do, be lazy and intelligent, which is my motto in life. So Byron, Facebook online marketing versus old school letterbox drop. Not really covering that tonight in this. We'll do another session on that in marketing, because we just want to focus on input to outcomes at this point, because you can do a whole analysis to see where that is. Lazy and Tash does not equate, says Tracy. Oh, that's very nice of you. I'm not sure that's very true. So I'll move on to goal setting now. So knowing your outcome, that is the first part of goal setting. If you don't know your outcome, go home, because otherwise, what are we working for? We've got to have a really clear vision as to what that outcome is. We need to be able to articulate it. We need to be able to apply a SMART principle to it, and I'll explain what that is in a minute. But apart from knowing your outcome, you've got to be committed to it. If you're not committed to an outcome, you need to find a different goal, because you're not going to do whatever it takes to achieve that goal. What I mean by SMART, when you're doing a goal, I actually refer to goals as plans, by the way. You have to use the SMART principle. So it's got to be specific. You've got to know exactly what it is that you want to achieve. It's got to be measurable. You have to be able to quantify it. So if your aim is to, let's go $1,000, because it's good for my head and maths, $1,000 a week, and we know that it's measurable. So if you got to $900, you were 90% there. If you got to $1,100 in sales, you're 110% there. So it's measurable. It's got to be achievable. Can this be done? And can it be done realistically, taken to the R? In time, every goal and every plan, you have to put a time frame to it. There's got to be, it's going to be done within a particular time. I'll come back to that question in a marketing one, if that's okay, Byron, because there's a cost-benefit analysis that we can put to it as well. In business, it's really good to have short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. So a short-term goal could be a week. It could be a month, depending on the metrics of your business. Medium-term goal could be 3 months. Long-term goal could be anywhere between 6 and 18 months. But you want to spend the majority of your time working in the present. So it really comes back to the 40-40-20, doesn't it? Also, you want to chunk your goals. So if you have a goal that, I want to hit $1,000 in sales a week, and you're starting at nothing, depending on the price of your product, it can be, okay, let's go for 300 a week. Let's hit that consistently for 2 weeks, and then let's up it, up the goals. Because if you have a goal that you're going to hit $1,000 a week in sales, and it's taking you, 13, 14 weeks to get there, it can be rather deflating. Human beings that we are, we like to see progress, and we like to hit some targets. So make them attainable, make them so that you can realistically do them, but don't get comfortable. If you start hitting that 300, 400 a week, your job as a business owner is to continually up the thermostat. Weekly, and I'm going to put this sheet up on the group. I just printed it out just then. I actually do a list of everything I want to achieve in the week. So I've got, on this list, I've got production, I've got marketing, I've got systems and automation, what networking events I want to do, or if there's anyone I want to connect with. if there's anything I need to do with financial and bookkeeping, if there's, yeah, lots and lots of lists in my office, anything admin based and sales based. So we spend a lot of time in this office in marketing, sales and automation, because that across the different businesses that we work on, that's what we need to do to hit our medium terms and longer term goals. So our short term weekly plan is made up of those activities. So I'm going to upload that into the group, that document there, and you know, feel free to adapt it. I'll put it up as a Word document. I should be able to do that, and download it, and you know, change it to how it suits your business, how it reflects your goals for what you want to achieve in both the short, medium and long term. Yeah, just in relation to goals, just going back to, you know, if you're not committed, and I just want to stress that, like we see clients and I come up with an action plan and yep, the client buys in and we, yep, this is what's going to happen, and we put SMART principles around it. Yep, I'm going to check in with you at the end of the week and let's get all of these things done. And I check in with the client and, you know, we haven't progressed. It's just like, okay. And sometimes things get in the way, you know, sick kids, sick partners, whatever the case may be. But, you know, if that happens every week for however long, and, you know, for some people it can go on indefinitely, it tells me that they really aren't committed to that goal. And I'm not the person to say that that's the wrong goal for them or the right goal for them, but actions speak louder than words. You're either progressing towards a goal or you're not. And if you're not progressing, you need to change your strategy if you are committed to that goal. And that's what, you know, as a trainer mentor, that's underneath, that's what I'm here to do. I don't have all the answers, but I'm happy to explore them with people. And, you know, where we can, put in principles of the 80-20 principle, so you're getting maximum effort, maximum outcome for your effort. And that's what we're here to do. So if you have questions or you just want to bounce things, firstly, you know, shoot us an email or give us a call. But yeah, just to wrap it up, definitely get online and if you can, download the book, or if you can't, just watch it on YouTube in terms of the 80-20 principle. And yeah, just remember the spelling of that name, Richard Koch, K-O-C-H. Okay, any questions or comments about the 80-20 or goal setting? It's rather short tonight because I only found out yesterday I was doing it, but that's okay. Cool bananas. Well, that's it from me. So I hope you're all having an awesome, profitable week. And tomorrow is hump day, Wednesday, if you're running Monday to Friday, but most of us in small business aren't. So good night all.